Yeah, hello everyone. Thanks for joining me for this particular podcast. I've basically launching a kind of podcast format for marketing intelligence. As you all know, I've done quite a few episodes earlier. So like when I've brought people in, it has been kind of like you can say it's kind of like a panel discussion thing. But if you see nowadays, that's being adapted into kind of like a podcast. This will be kind of little bit not uh, like when you say a particular podcast, it is not cut to cut like very focused. It's like there's a kind of a discussion on it, but it'll be definitely to the point in terms of what we are talking about. The concepts and what is we are trying to communicate to our TG, which is the particular marketing student or the marketing professional out there. So this particular format would kind of appeal more because on LinkedIn, basically, I'm going live, but this edited version of these will be available. I will inform you where all it will be on YouTube, on Facebook, Instagram, and Spotify. A more focused, edited version would be there. This year, it's like live recorded, kind of out there, mainly because I, want the particular questions from the audience. When I'm going live, then it is out there. So best thing for you all, you want to be part of this particular discussion, ask your particular questions. I'll be also doing a lot of collabs with people, as a lot of people do in podcasts. So you can kind of follow me here on LinkedIn and then click the notification bell. So whenever I'm kind of posting any of these live sessions, you'll come to know in advance, and you can DM me your particular questions, and then I can try to answer it to the best of my ability. Awesome. So let's talk about a particular topic at hand here, which is the most important thing is as the launch of this particular podcast. So the topic is marketing strategy. So I'm basically also professionally I am working as a digital marketing strategist. So I'd like to kind of break it down for beginners in the field, as well as people who have their business, which is not a marketing business. They have their a kind of a expertise, so they want to know more about marketing, because end of the day, whatever business you are in, you need to market it pretty well. So let us like go through the basics of it. So first thing to understand is what is the importance of a marketing strategy. So I would say there are a few benefits when you kind of have to lay it down. Now it depends how big your business is or the budget, but the more you have this in place, the better it is in getting the bang for your buck in your overall marketing spend. And marketing spend is kind of all the activities, all the expense in the activities that you have in your business to attract the customers to you. It's like very simplified when you say what is marketing and sales. It would be like marketing is kind of all the activities you do to bring the prospects into your shop, and sales would be to then convince them to buy something from your shop, right? So firstly, it'll help you to achieve your business goals. um, Very important that the goals that you have set for your business, how much of reach you will get in terms of it's a content business, or let's say how many products you will sell or services and all, if it's like a normal business in products and services. Those all things have to be set in place, and with the marketing strategy in place, it will help you achieve these goals. So every businessman is aware of these things. It is very primary. Like people I've worked with, like even if they have their small businesses, or they could be like somebody who they are a marketing manager in a big company. They are very much aware of the business goals and how they have to align it properly and showcase it to the marketing person, right? Whoever is taken that responsibility. So, firstly, it'll help you achieve your your business goals. Um, Maximize then it will be your maximizing your resources. That whatever you're putting in your budget, the people you are hiring, you're getting the maximum bang of the buck from that. Uh, Third most important thing actually would be the competitive advantage that it puts you, right? So, a particular business today, there is no monopoly out there in the private sector. Um, you have to have a particular competitive advantage which you have to keep driving with whatever marketing you do. You have to create that perception that there is a major advantage of using my products or services. So a competitive advantage drives through with the marketing. It improves your customer engagement. Main thing is the customer experience that it has from start to end. Businesses that have been successful have wowed their customers with that full experience that they get, whether it is within a product or a service. So it basically improves the customer engagement in this particular process. And then it obviously facilitates your growth in your whole business when you have the marketing in place. Like any business who's expanding, wants to grow, has to have a proper marketing strategy and present it to everyone, all the stakeholders in the company, that they get that confidence to put more money in their business to grow it or expand it. Awesome. Next, we should discuss about what is an exact the marketing strategy. Basically a structure of it. A basic, if you have any business of your own or you are getting to marketing, what is the complete like a structure of a marketing strategy? So, firstly, you have your executive summary that you have, which is a brief overview of your whole strategy in terms of what all is going to be in that plan. You have to state it out there. It's like the contents of the strategy broken up. Your audience, your objectives, and all those things would come within that. Then you have your situation analysis. So situation analysis is basically what situation your company is in, what is the market environment, your competitors, audience, and all. You have to put all that in front of you, because ideas don't come fall from the sky. If you have all these things in front of you written, you will also get that what is your current market situation and how can you create USPs for your product or your service, or at least project that so that people are convinced. Because at the end of the day, it is a perception game in any business or anything. It is not a reality game, it is a perception. So you have to build that perception, you have to feed that thing that my business is perceived as a very good this thing. So that is important when you do the situation analysis of it. Then the most common, which most of the marketing students, that's the first thing that they do and they learn in any kind of business plan that they're creating, is a SWOT analysis. SWOT is for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So to simplify it, basically strengths, weaknesses is something like that is within the business or the company, and opportunities and threat is what is external, what kind of opportunity and threat is there. So you're gonna have to put this down in a proper document. This I think this part in the marketing strategy is what I've observed is would, if you do it honestly, it would take the maximum amount of time to uh, you know to create a SWOT analysis basically. Then the most common thing you hear is the TG. What is the TG's target group, or you can say a target market. Who is am I marketing it to? Because without the people who are ready to buy it, a ready market, there is no marketing, there is no business. So you have to lay down your basically the in detail the particular market in terms of the demographics, psychographics, and a consumer behavior of your particular target market. So this helps you then creating all your marketing messaging and your marketing collaterals. Then you have the objectives, like going forward, what are you looking? What it has to be very specific. Like I've observed this, like clarity has to be there in your particular marketing plan on your business. If there is no clarity that you're getting from either your own ideas or the person you are working for, then it's a big red flag, because without that, you don't know what are you supposed to aim for, and without a goal, then there is no you know purpose of doing that. It's like a football match which is without a goal. Like, will you watch a football match like that? No, because there's no purpose in that particular thing. So why are you kind of wasting your time in seeing that, right? So marketing objectives you have to set, like the most common, like this is the SMART objectives you have to set, like specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So these kind of objectives or goals you have to set for your thing, and it helps you guide you in your particular marketing efforts you have. Then you have the marketing mix, which is the most common another thing that a lot of students they learn. The first thing in marketing is the four P's of marketing. That is the marketing mix. So that is product, price, promotion, and place. Product is what is within your product, all the qualities, the features, the USPs of it. Pricing, price, how you have to set, how in different products, categorization of it, or the services categorization that you have your particular pricing for. Promotion techniques that are there, where that is where that I would say that separates the men from the boys in terms of in marketing. uh, what kind of, where is where all the creativity comes in. And last is place, the distribution, how should you kind of distribute, and that is even in digital marketing, that would say the channels. In physically is like obviously where all it's being sold, what all locations, retailers or something like that, but how will it reach the consumer physically. But in online, it would be the online world of marketing. It would be the channels. So I would say that this has to be set in place. A very important marketing mix is one of the first things actually we learn as marketing students. Then you have your budget and resource allocation, right? So how much of budget are you going to keep it? And that is where I would say experience comes in. That actually, when you go to the level that you have to set all these things in place, that intelligence is required and that experience is required, that the budget can be utilized properly. It is said, like, overspending in places, and even if you overspend, then where do you kind of counter that, and you spend less, and how do you handle? So that is a very important, and every head of marketing, that is a major duty of his, because he is going to be spending. There's no marketing without a spend, right? The digital world is very competitive, and now I would say even on social media, to get a reach, there is a kind of a spend that you have to do to promote, your content and all. Actually, if there is a target, you want to go somewhere. It's not like you create anything and hopefully, it reaches a lot of people. Or if there's a focus in there that I want a certain amount of reach, views, and then that is one of the primary duties of a marketing professional. Then the implementation plan, that how do you exactly implement this plan of action in place. There are timelines, there are responsibilities, there are certain kinds of milestones that you set in this particular. So unless you have this in place, an implementation plan, then is rest is just plan, marketing or a strategy, just remains on paper. And then the how you do your reporting process, and also an evaluation. So once you get these reports and you evaluate them, how do you go forward with the situation? How do you create steps, a plan of action after you are seeing what results are coming? How do you make changes? That's why marketing is a constant process um, of evaluation, what you're doing and what you can do, what is not working, what can be done better. And that is the responsibility of a marketing professional. On a day-to-day basis, he has to be aware what is happening on the ground level, has to make important notes. And then what all can be most important, that is not just creating report, is an action plan for the same. That how do you kind of improve the things. If something is not working, if something is working, why is it also working, right? That is a very important question to ask, because then you can learn from it and you can implement it in other things also within the marketing plan. And it's a good, like, kind of a case study for you. Awesome. So we'll move to an important discussion about the role of a marketing strategist, like what I do. And basically, what are the duties of a marketing strategist. So marketing strategist is a name would also entail that he's making a strategy, but then is also about execution of that strategy and taking responsibilities. Not just some maybe consultant you hire just creates a strategy and today you want that responsibility. Because then what would happen, that any kind of a plan can be made which is not that realistic, but it's just made so that kind of as a perception that this can be executed, like something extra creative out there. But there has to be a kind of a control in that in that particular process, that we are kind of it is feasible and it is possible to do for that particular company. So firstly, strategist does a certain a bit of a market research. It doesn't need to be necessarily with reports out there, uh, that he has to get some proper industry report. If he gets but great if he gets it. But honestly, it is about the importance of that particular research, and it aligning with what that is there within that industry. So, and which is relevant, and from that can we that particular data can we get some particular insights that helps us in our particular strategy. So you have to do that particular on research about the audience, the industry trends. And this would, I would say, include surveys. It would include focus groups. It could have, you are doing a customer research in terms of filling some sheet form or something and getting their thing, and just analyzing market also in general of what has happened within the market, and going forward what is there. Next, you have you analyzing a lot of data. So what has happened in the market, what the competitors have done, what campaigns have worked, because generally marketing is a very public thing. Like, you would know, like, if a company, the purpose is that it would increase the reach. That is the purpose of marketing, right? A company. So why does a, like, say, a public limited company majorly doesn't need, because customers are anybody going to come. It's a monopoly. You're going to use that particular service. There is no particular alternative, right? So the private sector, they need that marketing in terms of the the data and all, is that they have to basically analyze all this data and then suggest what can be most likely more successful in the particular marketing plan. Then you have to identify their target audience, create like customer personas, and make notes of it. Like, then what appeals to them, and what are they watching, what are the interests and all that, and accordingly, make notes, so that that will help you in the whole planning in terms of creating the campaign and messaging and everything. Then the complete marketing plans they have to make in different things. Like, it could be a plan of the search engine optimization, it could be a plan of the Google ads, it could be a plan of the email marketing. So every type of marketing they have to create the plan from start to end. They have to create the marketing messaging. What is the major message that is have to go out there, and what are the channels it is going out to, and whether they are, how they will be consumed by how many people. So all those aggregates you have to also be along with the creativity of designing the messages. Then you have your collaborating with internal different teams. Very important part, because anything in any department you have to get it done with people. So there has to be a collaboration with the all the teams, so that they are doing. So the guy who is the strategist has to push all the people so that they are doing the job. They report to that person properly, or whatever task is being given, it is being done strategically on time. Those timelines are being maintained, so that they get the information, and then they can execute those marketing plans through the campaigns or whatever outreach programs they have. Then the report measuring of these reports that come in, the marketing reports, they have to create the general templates of it, what all metrics and are being tested here, and on that basis of the report on the particular results for the same. And lastly, sorry, got wrong. I think you all thought it might be like a short podcast, but I think since this is a core part of what I'm doing, so I'm kind of taking more interest and putting it out there. Lastly, in this would be the staying up to date with the industry trends. The most important of the marketer, the it from all the other functions, you would say the most up to date the marketer has to be there, because his performance is judged on the leads and sales, and those only happen when there is a amount of interest being maintained in the products or services. And that is if the people's thinking, right? Like, you can gauge like what they're thinking, what is the pain point, what is appealing to them, what is inspiring them. All those you have to observe, and then create all your marketing collaterals as per that. Awesome. So now let us go to the questions that have been got from the particular audience, and try to just take the best questions out of it, because the basic ones, like I got some about like the purpose of a marketing elements, which I've kind of more or less explained elements of a marketing strategy and all this thing. So that would be kind of repetitive. Very interesting question here, which is it should be clarified also, and those who are in marketing should be clear with it, is that what is the difference between a marketing strategy and a marketing plan? Very good question. So marketing strategy is higher up there than the plan, right? So when I was taking this, I said strategy and explained the elements of the strategy is because it's a high level plan. It's the first thing that you do, right? If you're doing marketing, whether it's your own company or you're marketing for it to any agency or whatever, that's the first thing you do is create the strategy. Is the highest level thing. Without that, nothing goes forward. The ball doesn't start rolling at all. So that's the highest point is the marketing strategy, the high level plan, and sorry, plan. I'm sorry again. I'm getting confused. I'm sorry. So it is the strategy is at the higher level, and then have the plan. So the strategy is clear. Then you have the plans within that, like the types of marketing, like a let's say the email marketing, what you're doing, or you're doing your outdoor marketing, or you're doing your some event based marketing or something. So these are the that plans that they come under that basically. How do you measure the effectiveness of a marketing strategy? Well, the proof of it would be in the pudding. So the sales generated, the leads, conversions that are happened. When you're doing the Google ads, your customer acquisition cost, at a higher level would be the ROAS, return on ad spend, and all those things. So these all are there, which is very, I mean, with the digital world today and the amount of data that is out there, it is pretty clear. Like within a few days only, you can know whether your strategy is kind of working or not, or you're on the right path or not. What are the challenges that we face in developing and executing a marketing strategy? It is a very, firstly, a challenging task. Like you can just create a generic kind of a strategy, but then it will not work at all. If that efforts have been taken in the research and seeing the competitors what they are doing, the industry trends, if all those efforts have not gone in the strategy, it is going to absolutely fall flat, because it's like the business only. Like if the business will also fail because the things at the top you have not designed it properly, right? The rest people, we are just kind of executing it, but the people at the top, the higher management, that is why they're paid the big bucks, because they have to have those things in place, that it creates a well-oiled machine, and the business is kind of goes forward, and is whatever its product or service is selling in the market basically. um, let's take some more question. Okay, what are the most effective marketing channels for reaching our target audience? Well, this is a very subjective thing. So I would say, like in B2B, the channels are LinkedIn. You have email marketing, which I would say this is like 70% of B2B, that what I've encountered in the channels and all, right? Rest would, like, maybe you do a bit of Google ads here and there, you have an events and all, but that is very small part. These two have to be majorly in place. So for that, you have to have your data in place. You have, and how do you get the data is nowadays with great content out there, or from the social media you are getting some way you can extract certain data of a particular TG and all. So and then go forward in it. So as I said, there are many layers to it. It's not just a creative part of it or a business mind of getting the people's details of like the database in place. So there are a lot of factors in that create those particular channels. um, I would say a lot of channels that have come up, like a lot of aggregator companies, like in B2C see also, you see like a lot of aggregator sites are there. Like when Amazon also had come initially, um, end of the day, it is a channel particular where you are going to sell. Like most of the products per se, they don't sell on their own site. They'll sell more on Amazon because that is where all the people are coming. So all these sites which have done well as the aggregators are going to do. You have to identify those and then be part of their particular, be on their platforms. And they are like nowadays like channel executives also within that, where their duty is that they go and make the profiles of the companies there and then make sure that they're getting an audience from these particular aggregators. Awesome. So next, how do you company differentiates itself from competitors in a crowded market? That is the main thing. That is why you have the marketers, and you can take the services of market. You can send me a DM, and I will provide you, because this is the entire question of it. Like, how do you differentiate? And that is what the marketer particularly does for you. Awesome. I think then lastly, before we wrap up, then last question is emerging trends in marketing strategies. Obviously, artificial intelligence. How do you use Chat GTP, all the chatting tools and all this, and how do you kind of become smarter with all these, artificial intelligence tools? Because if you are not using it, or you don't believe in the other people are using, so you won't be competitive in general. Everything important is people are, it's going to be competitive, people are using it, so how do you use it better than the others, basically, right? Marketing is not, there's very few amount of, like, could say, free marketing per se, right? Most of it is, I would say, now paid. So you have to know what to utilize, because any trend also to latch on it, you have to, there's a certain amount of investment that goes to be part of, like when I said, in the channels, to be part of those channels, not free advertising in certain aggregator sites and all that, or being part of a trend, creating great production videos and all this. It takes a good amount of investment in the same, so it is there. But I would say the artificial intelligence is the main thing of it, and how you can kind of utilize these kind of tools, chat gtp and all this, to come, how you get smarter with it and create better. And like, it's more about, I feel marketers is, with these tools they can utilize their time better, they can increase the volume of their work, they can get better like analysis also, their content can get better. So all these things, I would feel, is a positive only, and you have to look at the positive side of things and go for it, and do your great marketing of this. So awesome. So great, thanks a lot for, it's, I think, been a great first session, first episode of this particular podcast, marketing strategy and all. And as I said, I will be sharing with you. So please follow me, and the bell icon up. You please hit the bell icon so that you get notified when all these, and these will be kind of regular now. I'll having these sessions, and then on all the other social media platforms, we will be sharing these sessions. Also, we'll have short videos also of it that will come out with some interesting bits. So I'll tell you all my socials where you can follow and get all this particular content. And this particular, as I said, podcast, very open. I have called over the years, at least 60, 70 people onto my channel and discussions, and many more people will come also now, since you made this like a podcast kind of thing, and you're kind of formally doing this like a social media person and all. So now it'll be kind of a way in which you all can be a part of it. You can become on down any strength you have. We'll discuss it. You can be a part of the podcast, or then you can just, if you want to passively take it, then it would be just, you can ask questions and all, and I'll definitely answer all your queries via my content. So awesome. Thanks a lot for joining me for this podcast. And I wish you all the best. And please take care. Thank you. Thank you so much.